Hello and welcome. It is December, mid-December of 2023, as I get the gift of sending this message on behalf of my fellow associates at Interaction Associates. 2023 is and has been a tough and uncompromising moment, it appears, in the history of humankind. We are, as a species, even suffering and dealing with, it would appear, a non-ending stream of death and dying. Some extraordinary, unimaginable events have overcome our world, and letting us know that even our planet is in danger, suffering, and dealing with the non-ending stream, it would seem, of death and dying, of natural events, is letting us know we need to take a little moment. So I think this moment is sent to us of taking stock, and that December 2023 offers us something we're offered nearly every year: the opportunity to pause and be attentive, to do something that's, I think, uniquely human, which is to use language and consciousness to reflect. We have, if you'll bear with me, been in the dance or on the dance floor of living frenetically for 12 months. And maybe I can offer you the image of taking a moment to be attentive, or a moment of pausing, to get to the balcony on the really big picture. I come, as you may know, with a Celtic background. I come from Dublin in Ireland. This is the culture that brought you Halloween, Samhain in the Irish language, which says we should light a fire when, as the dark begins to overcome or take dominance in November. We call it All Hallows Eve in our current era of naming history, or Halloween. The same culture, among others, gives us the idea of solstice, a moment when we both celebrate and mark the dark, and when we begin eternally to focus on the rebirth of light. This, in the Western Hemisphere, of course, will happen on the 21st of December, where we will formally acknowledge the longest day, the shortest day of our year, on the longest moment of dark. In the part of Ireland where I came from, Dublin, we discovered about 50 years ago an extraordinary cave known as Newgrange, which is older than Stonehenge, in fact, where our ancestors designed a tunnel that lets in light only on the 21st of December. And that light says the sun has returned to be dominant, and the sun has come back, as it does annually, to reignite us. I'm looking, of course, to understand how we might frame this, and where might you look for inspiration? Where might you look for hope? Where might you look to overcome the darkness, is my invitation. Mary Oliver, the poet, the great poet who died just before COVID, said in a memorable phrase in her poem, "When death comes, when it's over, I want to say, all my life I was a bride married to amazement." All my life. I was married to amazement. So I want to invite you into a moment of amazement, a moment of getting to the balcony and seeking to say, what is of the light in your own life? But particularly inviting you to notice, to be attentive to the gentleness of this unending invitation to be part of the immortal light. So the image that comes to me is, I suppose I'm inviting you to look with some eyes of faith at this time of year. Faith, as Søren Kierkegaard, the Danish philosopher, would say, is a passion for the impossible. So when I think of the passion for the impossible, I think of Elijah, the great seer, who thinks he will find the Spirit in an earthquake, and an earthquake comes and it's not in the earthquake. He thinks he'll find it in a thunderstorm, a noisy thunderstorm. It isn't in there. The Spirit is not there. And as if, just as he's beginning to say the Spirit is not here, he experiences a zephyr, a gentle breeze. So I want you to focus on the Zephyr. The Zephyr, when I was growing up, the Zephyr was a motor car made by Ford in Britain, and very luxurious car. It's the name of a train that goes from I think Chicago all the way to California in this present day. It's a beautiful journey, they say. But where is the Zephyr? Where is the gentle breeze in your own life? I want to give you two examples from my own life recently. And one is a creative genius whom I came across through The Late Show, who was on The Late Show during COVID and entertained me no end with Stephen Colbert. But I discovered that he has made a movie, John Baptiste. And the movie is a documentary with his wife. His wife's name is Silicon Javar. And they've made this extraordinary movie called American Symphony. I don't know how they chose to do this, but it's really worth a look. Because in the moment of making this documentary, he is at an unprecedented moment of success. He's nominated for 11 awards within the music industry. Best this, best that, best the other. He's making a symphony in which he's trying to gather together the influence of Indian, Native American, and every other genre of music. And in that moment, his wife, who's also a brilliant musician, is given the gift of a return of cancer, of leukemia, having overcome it successfully, she thought, 5 years previously. And in this moment, you see them speak about how they don't want to let sickness be the dominant. They don't want to let the assault take over on health. They want creativity to be the moment that they embrace. And I want, in the interest of full disclosure, my own wife, Mary, has been diagnosed this summer with first stage cancer of the breast and is in a moment of recovery, having been through. So maybe this is resonating with me more deeply at this time because of this. But I offer it to you as an extraordinary moment of both creativity and openness on the part of this married couple. They actually get married during the course of the documentary. It's on Netflix. I'm not working for Netflix. But they speak so beautifully of how sometimes the wisdom is in success, and sometimes the wisdom is in failure. Sometimes the wisdom is in moments of extraordinary achievement, and sometimes the wisdom or the spirit is in moments of suffering. So holding the dark and holding the light together is the gift that they offer us. My final invitation to you in this time is to say thank you. For the reason you're watching this is you have had some experience with Interaction Associates, and on behalf of Interaction Associates, I want to thank you for letting us be part of your learning and letting us be part of your organization's learning. I also want to leave you with a quote, as I often do, from Mary Lou Williamson, who herself wrote symphonies, and she's worth looking up, Mary Lou Williamson. But she has one quote which I think may be helpful to you as you navigate this season and this end of year. She says, "It's not what you play, it is more about how you play." This is our gift to you this end of year 2023. Embrace the silent, the quiet, the zephyr moments. Understand the gift of this solstice moment of rebirth. Deep, deep in the ground, everything appears dead. Everything appears frozen. And the world outside seems dead. But a new cycle is just beginning. It is a new year on the 21st of December in this part of the world. And you can sense it. There is something magical brewing deep down in the dark. It's a new chapter and a fresh start. We wish you this with everything in our being.